Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss, continuing Yoji's route, which is Kobase's route, which is our boss. On our way to bang our boss in the conference room, on our desk, on his desk, under the desk, in the CEO's office, on the copy machine, everywhere and anywhere, okay? Like, that is our end goal here. I think to myself sometimes when I'm downstairs and I'm going to go record, oh, I should go up and bang my boss about this game. And I'm like, I got to not say that out loud in case, like, for some reason I didn't hang up a work call or something and I'm not muted. I just always feel like that just is going to come out just out of context. That's horrifying. But anyway. Alright, let's go. Let's go see what happens. Anyway, a few days had passed since everyone gave me that pep talk. Director Kobase lightened the work on my plate, so while I was still very busy, I was able to take my time getting it done. I was finally able to approach him for help, too, even when he seemed preoccupied. Well, looks like you're starting to get into the swing of things. Just don't push yourself too hard, okay? As always, Aya was attentive and caring. The two of us talked often. Hey, by the way, if you're not busy tonight, how about we go get a drink? I should be able to finish on time today. How about we head to Evergreen? We can invite the rest of the team, too. Awesome, I'll let everyone know. Right, let's wrap things up on time today. With that, Oe returned to work as bubbly and energetic as ever. Yes, going out after work for drinks with the boss man and everybody else, but also with the boss man. Eager for our plans, I was more motivated than ever to get my work done early because I could see Kobase at the bar. Oh my god. And then ask him how our boy toy is doing. Because he's got the boy toy at his house. As the sun sank below, I always forget about Nori. I forget that man exists because we literally only see him once. And then we skip through every time. So, like, but he's staying at Kobase's house. So, I'm just saying. As the sun sank below the horizon, I was carrying some documents back from the General Affairs Department. I was asked to bring a large box addressed to a Starcy Operations and Planning Department. With no reason to refuse, I decided to take it back with me, but it was a lot heavier than I imagined, and I staggered the moment I stepped out into the hallway. That's Kobase's color. Why does it look pink? I thought he was more of a red color. I didn't think he was this pink. No, I guess he is this pink because... Why does it just seem brighter than his typical color? I'm assuming it's him. Hey, watch out! Director Kobase caught me from behind and held me upright. See? It was brighter than his normal color. I'm not crazy. That one line... It looks the same here, but maybe it's because the background was a different color, it just seemed brighter. But I was like, he always seems like a deeper, not red, but like it's a pinky color. But it's like, it's not really burgundy, but it's like a deep rose kind of color. Where like, Mitsuki's is like neon fucking red, and his is like a pinkish red. It's got more pink tone to it, you know what I mean? But like, it looks deep. Rich wine colored, and before it was like, that's like fuchsia, what the fuck? Like, that's like bright, you know? Alright. It threw me off, alright? I was like, wait, what's with this box? Hearing him whisper into my ear made my heart skip a beat. Oh, I'm sorry. What's in the box? What's in the box? A package for our department. Why are you the one carrying it? Oh, I bet you have a package for my department. I mean, what? His voice turned hard as he assessed me. Just his voice? We're never going to make it through this man's route. I wondered if the package contained something I wasn't supposed to see or handle. Every line so far is just... It's just not... Guys, I can't handle it. don't need to be drunk to play this game to make inappropriate comments, but it'd probably be funnier. Oh, no, but I feel like I am right now. I was told to check with the director about everything, and I began to worry that this was something else I should have run by him. With that in mind, I quickly apologized to Director Kobase. Why are you apologizing for carrying a box? What's wrong with that? It's fine if you want to carry it, but... Director Kobase's hand rose to grip my underarm. Oh. I can't ask you to carry something like this. What if you got hurt? I was taken aback by his concern. I realized that he hadn't questioned me because I'd done anything wrong. There was no malice. Best to leave the heavy lifting to someone else. Get Mitsuki to do it. He doesn't have a lot going on in his head. Oh, he's picking up he's going to be carrying the heavy box, and that's what we get as a CG. Right now we just see the box, but... With that, he lightly hefted the box out of my arms. Like, the CG is ridiculous. I love it, though. Like, he's just like, see, I can carry a heavy box. And she's like, astonished. It's just ridiculous. The man's just carrying a box. But like, oh, it's so funny. This is nothing. I do my fair share of working out, you know. Oh, are you trying to impress me? You didn't need to say that. You have glasses and an attitude. He smiled proudly. Oh, look at you. Dazzled by his adorable smile, I was momentarily captivated. Aren't we all? Listen, if you've got too much on your plate, it's okay to say no. Why not try learning to rely on the people around you? Even though he could take care of it, I accompanied him until the box was dropped off. And come to think of it, you seem to be in a hurry. Big plans tonight? Oh, is that so? This sounds like fun. Enjoy. His quick response betrayed his nonchalance. Was he excited for me? He was like, big plans tonight? Like, are you going out with someone? You're like, yeah, the whole team's going out. He's like, oh, well, good, you're making friends. Nobody invited me. People think going out to drink with your coworkers feels like work, but how else will we get to know each other? You say we like you weren't, like you're invited, but before your sentence acted like you weren't invited because you would know what the big plans were tonight. I'm a little confused. Did they invite you or not? Communication is the most critical skill a team can have, and you should make a habit of spending time with everyone. With the large cardboard box blocking his face, it was difficult to read how he was feeling. But I decided to bite the bullet and respond to him, invite him. Would you care to join us? I'll do my best to fit in. You should come sometime. You should tag along. Okay, I feel like I'll do my best to fit in isn't a bad one. You should come sometime is nice. Like, you should come along sometime. But that's also, like, it's nice. Like, oh, yeah, you should come sometime. Like, if he was busy tonight, you know, that's a nice thing to say. Like, oh, you should come along sometime. You know? But in this particular instance, we don't know if he's busy or not. But saying, you should come sometime is like, but, like, not right now, though, because we don't want you there this first time we're hanging out. Seems a little nice but rude at the same time. You know what I mean? And, like, you should tag along. Like, that's cute and also, but, like, also has an underlying, like, you should tag along. Like, we didn't really invite you, but, like, why don't you just follow me there? And, like, whatevs. We'll deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, I suppose, like, it really depends on who's saying it and how they're saying it. But I feel like there's undertones and you should tag along. Like, well, like, no one invited you, but, like, I mean, if you kind of tag along, like, no one's going to kick you out. And it kind of makes it like, we didn't invite you for a reason, but I guess if you show up, it's okay. You know what? I don't know. There's undertones that aren't the best. I like, would you care to join us? Like, do you want to, you should, like, you know what I mean? I feel like you should come, not you should tag along. There's just something about the phrasing of that that's just like, it could come across wrong. But, like, you should come. But like, it would be like, would you care to join us? I feel like that's nice, professional, friendly, not too, you know what I mean? That's probably more the work answer, but don't worry, it's the right one. But it is the work answer, okay? Well, unable to see his face from behind the large box, I nervously waited for an answer. No, I think I'll pass tonight.
How are you all supposed to complain about your boss when I'm right there?
His eyes lit up mischievously behind his glasses. Oh, I love this. We we weren't fooled. We knew he was a marshmallow, but still when it comes out, you're like, look, he's a marshmallow. Like it's a surprise. I mean, we knew. We knew from the first of all, you know from the second you saw him in the game art, you're like, that's the marshmallow right there, because he's got the glasses and the attitude. You could just see it. And he's going to be the squishy one. And then you meet him in this game, and he's like, God, get your drink and get the fuck out of the way. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he instantly buys you a juice. Instantly is marshmallow behavior. Okay? And every other route, he's very marshmallowy. He's very nice and kind and soft. Okay? But, like, let's just take the other routes out. Let's just pretend you never went down any... You did his first, right? He already showed his marshmallowness 2 seconds into meeting him. You were like, there's that attitude. Oh, you bought me a juice. What the fuck, marshmallow? You're not supposed to show that yet. You know? They showed you who he was the moment you met him. But... So again, it's not like we didn't know, but it's still these moments where he's like, oh, God, just ask for help and like whatever. And you're like, so you're being nice about it, though. You're not quite as grouchy as they want you to come across. But then now it's moments like this is the marshmallow moment where you're like, look, he's showing his soft, gooey inside more. I mean, not his romantic gooey inside, but still you see the marshmallowness coming out. You know? You're like, look at you being like, being all mischievous, like... Or like flirting like, you know, I do work out. I can carry a box. Look at you flirting a little. You slut. I love it. Take that tie off. I mean, we've already known with you coming in the summer with your collar unbuttoned, showing a little bit of your chest, short sleeves. God, showing those forearms. Whore. One of these days, someone's gonna watch one of these and actually think I'm like shaming this man for showing a little chest or his arms or something and not realize it's just a goddamn joke. You know what I mean? I don't know how you could think I'm serious with the way I say things or just laugh about it. I don't know how, like, you could be... I can't believe you're slut shaming for arm. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody is going to. Someone's going to take it the wrong way one of these days. Oh, that person has no joy in their life is all I'm saying. Oh my God. Anyway, but I like this. I love this when he's just like being a little squishy softy already. I love it. When I tried to deny that we'd ever say such things, he merely smiled in response. You're like, I'm just going to tell him how much I want to do you on your desk. Oh, look at his little face. If I were there, you wouldn't be able to say what you need to say, right? I'm happy to be invited, but don't mind me. Go on and vent to your heart's content. With that, Director Kobase turned down a split in the hallway. As his subordinate, I couldn't help but feel reassured by his kindness and she's like, and his adorable little smile. She was smitten already. Yeah, they're going to be like, yeah, Kobase's little heart. She's like, he's so adorable. And they're going to be like, huh? She's like, I mean, he's just so precious. He carried a box for me, and he's such a sweetheart. He's such a marshmallow. God, I want to fuck him so bad. And they're all going to be like, wait, what now? This is why I couldn't go to these events, because I would say shit like this. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't. Later that night at Evergreen, I say that for you guys when we play these games, but in reality, God no. We indulged in delicious food and drinks. Owe and I had a great time together, and then Saltame and Minato arrived late to join us. There's Liquor Daddy. Welcome. Evening, boss. Good evening. They're waiting for you over there. Oh, you came too, Minato? Why is that dragging you along to these things is like pulling teeth? Oe, tipsy and lighthearted, gingerly made a tooth-pulling motion with her fingers. Because I enjoy it about as much as having my teeth pulled. Minato sighed in exaggerated exasperation as he spoke. Saltame, oblivious as ever, took a look around the bar. Huh? No Koba tonight? No, our girlfriend is not here. Simmer down. I think Mitsuki might be in love with Kobase as much as I am, and I'm gonna have to beat him up. Listen, I already have to fight for our boss with the boy toy I let him take home. Okay? Who is probably actually the man whore. I don't need you trying to get in his pants too, okay? I don't need that much competition. Again, what happens in the man harem stays in the man harem, but we are not in the man harem right now. We are at work / at the bar. We are at a work and after work outing at the bar. And just don't try to sleep with our boss. That's my job. I have one responsibility in this company, and that is to sleep with the boss. That does not sound good out of context. If you've been here for a while, you remember playing Office Lovers, right? Which was sexual harassment in the office, the game. And I feel like that game has rubbed off on me in all the inappropriate ways. So now I'm the sexual harassment in the workplace game now. Because I'm gonna, just to our boss. I don't think I was this bad with these two. It's just our boss. I got nothing to say for myself. I got no excuses. Just is, guys. His head kept whipping back and forth. I know, bummer, right? He said he had a meeting to go to. Well, it's no biggie. Let's just have some fun with the group we have today. Everybody got a glass. All right, cheers.
You, sure started early, huh? I knew I shouldn't have come.
The two of them locked eyes and nodded in grim agreement. Because always bubbly, and so she's worse when she's drunk. The pleasant atmosphere made all of us empty our glasses quicker. And after a few rounds, the conversation turned to Director Kobase. Oh, now we can talk about it. What do you think you're doing, Bird? Don't you dare. What you doing?
Oh, yeah. I thought I heard him say something about a potential new sponsor. I really can't believe he's working so hard. Guy's got way too much to do.
I know, right? I only wish Director Kobase would rely on us a bit more, He tried, but I couldn't handle the 42 pounds of paper he gave to me. With the three of them bantering about his workload, I began worrying about him. Despite my mistakes, he refused to give up on me. I mean, I would hope so, because you only made a couple of mistakes and you just started. If he gave up on you that early, it's like, what the fuck? Like, people make mistakes, you gotta simmer down, Listen, I am the first person to beat myself up and think that I am worthless, useless, and I don't deserve to exist anymore for making a mistake at work, okay? I have to literally have other people at work talk me out of my drama fits. Because I am that dramatic. I am that bitch. I am like, I am just the worst. I can't even, I'm such a failure. And did I tell you this story? I feel like I did in Winter's Wish, whatever. But then having someone at work be like, that's the nature of this job, is everyone's going to make mistakes. I'm like, I know that logically. I know that. But it doesn't stop me from emotionally abusing myself. Okay, over it. But I also feel like I'd rather be upset at myself for doing something wrong and be like, god damn it, than be like, whatevs, no big deal. Because, it's not, but it is. You know what I mean? Mistakes happen. So it's okay to make mistakes, but you shouldn't just be like, whatever, it's not a big deal. No, it is. I guess not a big deal, but it is important to accept that you made mistakes and recognize and be like, God, that was stupid, and be a little disappointed in yourself that you made a mistake. A little bit. Be like, damn it. So that you progress and get better and you don't keep making the same mistakes. If you act like mistakes are no big deal ever and whatever, you're just going to keep doing the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? But emotionally abusing yourself and being like you are the most worthless human being to exist because you made a simple mistake is really also not healthy. So I'm well aware that I'm a crazy person. You know what I mean? That's why I need other people to be like, it's okay. I'm like, I know. Logically, I know. I just need somebody else to do that because I'm harder on myself. And most of us are. We are harder on ourselves and we are our own worst critics. And you just need someone else to be like, it's okay. It'll be okay. But anyway. So, yet he was still working diligently on his own. was not really the time for me to be out drinking. I mean, it's after work and work-life balance, Jesus Christ. Work-life balance, Jesus Christ.
Hey, are you listening?
Not to you. Just kidding, I love him. Saldame's impatient voice jolted me back to reality, but I still couldn't take my mind off Director Kobase. Fair enough, same here. Not for the same reasons, though. What is it? What's wrong?
Are you heading home?
Unable to stay, I made up a quick excuse that I had forgotten something before hurrying back to the office. Oh, she's so cute. She's gonna go back and help him.
And this is where we fuck on the desk.
No, but wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't it be amazing if we didn't have to wait till the end? We just have a torrid love affair with our boss right now. Secret, heated affair. I'm just saying. The office was quiet, empty, and cold. I know a great way to warm it up. I wondered if Director Kobase had already returned home. Hurrying along, I noticed that the lights in the conference room were still on. I'm sorry. That bird got mad at me.
Amasawa, what are you doing here? And did you forget something?
Yeah, you, sexy. I glanced at his desk, where several papers were scattered across the surface.
I thought you headed out for drinks with the others.
I just came back to drink you, tall glass of water. Hopefully we're not as drunk as Oe.
You got worried and came back. My, you really are something else.
I know, right? The tension in his face relaxed as he beckoned me to sit next to him.
We need to find a new sponsor to help cover the cost of the Astarce revisions. Without the funds, we won't be able to do an effective relaunch. I gotta do everything I can right now. But you don't have to worry about this. This is my job.
Director Kobase's large hand stretched out and brushed a loose hair behind my ear. Oh my god! Stop getting sexy touchy-feely with me! First of all, to be real, that is very inappropriate for your boss to do. In reality, like, tuck a hair behind your ear. But I'll allow it because this is hot and we're going to bang this man, so it's totally acceptable for right now.
I'm not ready to have my subordinates worry about me like that yet. Well, I'd love to continue this conversation, but I'm afraid I have a bit more work to do.
I nodded and offered to help him in any way I could.
You don't have to worry about me just because I'm working. Being well rested is part of the job.
Still, I wanted to help him. When I pushed him on it, he laughed and seemed to have given up on resisting. And that's it. Don't resist me. Resistance is futile, sweetie.
Fine, fine. I'll send you the data now and put it together in a well-designed, digestible presentation. You're good at that kind of thing.
He was right. Putting together presentations was something I was known for in the design department, too. But how did Director Kobase know that? 'Cause he's a smart man who did his research on the people he was going to hire onto his team. And even if he just had a vague idea before, he probably definitely did his research on you after or got information on the type of person that you were. You know what I mean?
Speaking of which, I don't think I told you this yet. Well, perhaps I mentioned to you briefly the first time we met, but I'm the one who requested that you join our department. While I'd never met you personally, I got a chance to see your work before interviewing you. I was curious, and so I reached out to someone you'd worked with before, the head of the design department.
See? He did his research. 'Cause, you know, it's kind of like when you do a job interview. You don't just hire the first chuckle fuck off the street. Oh, okay, cool. You research, you call around. That's what, references and shit are for. So, like, even though you're handpicking people, like, he wouldn't have just been like, that girl's cute. I want to bang her. He didn't just hire us for that. In fact, I'm pretty sure he didn't hire us for that at all. That's just going to be an accidental benefit. Right? Which is good. I much prefer you hired me for my job performance than hoping I would be of value in a sexual performance. Again, added bonus, right? Anyway.
I wanted to give you opportunities to learn more than just design. I knew you had potential.
See, what did I say before? It's like, obviously the last part. It's only the second part of his ride, isn't it? It's been like a day or two. Director Kobase's sharp gaze caught mine. Somehow I knew that what he was telling me was true. Yeah, like, why would he lie? In that moment, I was delighted to learn just how much he cared for me. Oh, he's going to care for you more later. I thanked him, feeling even more motivated to do my job well. And so I continued to work in the office with Director Kobase that night.
I bet you did. He collated his papers real good.
After some time, when we found a break in our work, we got up to leave.
Sorry to keep you here so late. Rest up this weekend.
As we got in the elevator, our eyes met and we exchanged a gentle nod. I thanked him for all his hard work. Then, are we gonna bang in the elevator?
Oh, okay. You're trying to tell me we're gonna get stuck and have a sexy moment in the elevator? I mean, okay, I'm sure, to be fair, if the elevator stopped and you got stuck in the elevator, there was absolutely nothing aside from being terrified the whole fucking time. Okay? All right? Unless you were like, we're gonna die, we should just have sex before we die. That's about the only thing that's the only kind of sexy time that's coming out of this. Because you were gonna be like, oh my god, we're all gonna die! Like, no. But we'll make it romantic because we're in an Otome game. With a loud thud, the elevator stopped. Oh, God. And whatever you do, don't open the doors and try to climb out. Oh, my God, you're going to get your head chopped off.
Trapped in an elevator? Yes. His perspective on being trapped in an elevator with me. Or not. You figured that there must be a way to solve the problem on your own. Am I right? Okay, so this is earlier. I don't care how insignificant you think it is. If you have questions, don't hesitate to talk to me. No matter how many times I tell her, she still just won't come and talk to me. Perhaps I should just try coaxing her over with a smile. As these thoughts ran through my head, I saw her having lunch with Oe, and I slipped away to the roof, unable to speak to her. I think it's so cute that he's like, I should coax her with a smile, and it's like, but you know damn well it would probably be like an awkward one, except for the one when he was carrying the box, and you're like, look at that adorable actual smile. She must be discussing things with Oe. He's smoking. That's so unattractive. Is this going to be Oe? Because she's calling him director. Because I feel like the guy with the Sprite is the CEO, right? Well, anyway, someone. I feel is saying it's not like you to smoke at the office, Director Kawase. No, it is that guy. Oh, it is the president. So the president calls him director? That seems odd. Maybe it's not odd in Japanese companies. Like, we have, like, directors and AVPs and SVPs, but I don't think our CEO would be like, AVP so-and-so. It's like, that's your job title, not your fucking name. You know what I mean? But then again, in American companies, you're like, okay, what's up, Ted? You know what I mean? Like, you call your bosses and your boss's bosses and your CEO by their first name. You're not like, CEO Smith? You know what I mean? You don't, like, call anybody that? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. That's why I was like, the CEO or the president of the company wouldn't be calling him director, but I guess he would. Okay, all right, so it is. All right. I don't want you to be a bad guy because he just looks so nice. Again, he looks like the neighbor dad next door that, like, has, like, popsicles for you and mows the lawns. You know what I mean? It's like, do you need help mowing your lawn? I'll come over, no big deal. You know what I mean? He looks like it's a Sunday and he's about to mow the lawn. And then read the paper. You know he's wearing shorts and flip-flops right now, right? That's exactly what he looks like he's wearing. You know? He's got his, like, stripy t-shirt on, he's got his little blazer, but you know he got fucking short, like, khaki shorts and flip-flops on. He's gonna go grab the paper, mow the lawn maybe, go get some stuff to barbecue. Like, wife makes damn good lemonade. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's suburban dad. Like, we had beautiful pixie man, we had douchey doy, and now we have suburban dad. All right, well, anyway, Suburban Dad.
President Imura. It's warming up now, but smoking on the roof in the winter must be tough. Well, not many offices have indoor smoking rooms these days. Coming up here in the winter can be refreshing, though.
Sweetie, we're gonna have to get you to stop. Smoking's not sexy.
Is that so? So how are things coming along? Well, is something bothering you? It's that girl Amasawa, right? You gotta try and smile more.
You did not just tell him to smile more! I'm all for this. Women are usually, why don't you try smiling more? And I just love that a man is telling another man to smile more. That is fucking poetic justice, and I love it so much. Oh my god, you gotta try and smile more. All the young women in this company are afraid of you. Well, it's because he's so hot. It's intimidating how hot he is. That's what it is, right?
I know, but
Still, it was quite a curious choice, and letting her decide what she wanted to do. Very interesting indeed.
she's quite talented as a designer, but I believe she's capable of much more.
Oh, yes, I am.
Perhaps my high expectations are putting too much stress on Amasawa. But I thought if she could experience some new things, she might be able to break out of her shell.
How adorable are you? It sounds like you got high hopes for her.
I do, but how am I supposed to treat her?
That's typical of you. You communicate well when the boundaries are clear, yet you shut out other people who want to get closer. Or worse yet, whenever you want to get close to someone else, that's when you're really stubborn. See, he sounds like he's gonna be helpful. He sounds like he's trying to be like, sweetie, you need to be the marshmallow inside. I know there's a marshmallow in there. You need to let it out. He's like a marshmallow whisperer.
I knew better than anyone else that what he was saying was true, but hearing him say it so bluntly stung even more.
Yeah, truth hurts. I know how that feels.
In that way, I guess I was no different from Amasawa.
But that's not so terrible. You two can struggle and grow together. And grow closer. Together. Very close.
With a grin, the company president patted me on the back and walked back into the building. Why do I get the feeling he's enjoying this?
Maybe because Suburban Dad is like, I see love blooming here. Maybe he's actually wholesome. I want him to be wholesome. They didn't let my pretty pixie boy be wholesome. I need Suburban Dad to be wholesome.
In today's office culture, they say that encouraging others to break out of their shell isn't always the right thing to do. But I suppose that when you've come as far as President Imura, you get a natural desire to nurture those below you.
See? That's such a Suburban Dad thing to do. Want to nurture the younger people? And it's so wholesome. Stop it. This man better not do anything shady or wrong. The whole, problem in this route should just really be that Kobase has no idea how to let his inner marshmallow out. And we have to, he lets it out a little bit, and then he kind of, pulls it out, and we just like, sweetie, we just gotta break that mold and get you to totally marshmallow out 100%. You know what I mean? I don't need an antagonist. Oh, come on. Anyway.
I've gotta come out of my shell, too.
And now we're stuck in an elevator. Oh! God damn, he's so fucking sexy in his freaking CG title card thingy. They're not CGs, the title card things, but you know what I mean. God. Oh, that's me. I don't know why I thought it was him again. Being alone with him in the elevator made me restless. Just as I was about to talk.
Seriously? A power outage? Are you alright? There should be an emergency button around here somewhere.
Director Kobase pressed the elevator's emergency button. After a few ringing sounds, we were connected to a call center.
Yes, the elevator stopped and there are 2 people inside. Yes, thank you. It's apparently some kind of electrical problem. They're working on restoring it right now.
Nope, terrified. I was still shaken when Director Kobase lit up the elevator with his phone. Oh, we get a CG of this. Oh, hi. Hello.
Do you have your arm around me, you sexy bastard? Oh, you do? Oh, hello. And come closer. His hand clasped my shoulder and pulled me closer. Oh! I'm terrified. I need to be held. I will absolutely act even more terrified than I probably would be in a stuck fucking elevator. Things will be back up and running soon. Let's just stay like this for a while. Surprised as I was by Director Kobase's suggestion, I managed to nod. It's so funny because he looks so serious. He has the most angry eyebrows. He still looks like an angry cat presented with a salad. You know what I mean? Like, I adore him so much. Because you know he has softer faces, but even in his CGs, they're like, let's give him kind of angry eyebrows. He's being so sweet right now, but they were like, let's make him look mad. Why? I know, hopefully the later CGs are going to be like, I'm going to melt like butter because he's going to have a soft, beautiful little face and it's going to kill me, but... Oh, I love it. Silence ensued. I couldn't believe I was trapped in a dark elevator with the director's arm around me. I know, now we should be kissing. There was no way to conceal the sound of my pounding heart when he was so close. I wanted to erase the tension by starting a conversation, or ease the tension, by starting a conversation, but I was lost trying to figure out what to say. I love you. Probably not the right thing to say. The elevator showed no signs of moving. There was only the heat of his body and the sound of his short breaths. What terrible timing. You don't want to be in here alone with me. Yes, I do. When I tried to protest, he responded with a troubled smile. And there's no need to pretend otherwise. I know you have a hard time talking with me. I have a harsh face and a scary demeanor. I hear how people in the company talk about me. A harsh face. You have angry eyebrows, which they're leaning into real hard in these CGs, and it's like, but you are adorable and I love you. Every time I try to fix it, though, well, it just doesn't work out. I love how soft he is. It's so cute. He's like, yes, he has a harsh demeanor, but again, that's what we love about our glasses assholes. But he's like, I have angry eyebrows and I look like a cat pissed off that you're giving it salad. He's salad cat, I swear to fucking God. But like, and you're like, no, but like, that's what makes you so fucking adorable. It was true. I was afraid of the director because of his persona, but not anymore. Having seen his soft smile and experienced his kindness several times, I didn't feel anxious about being trapped with him like this. I told him I was glad I was stuck in the elevator with him. It was far better than being trapped alone. I mean, true. But also, like, it's like, I'm glad I'm stuck in the elevator with you. It's better than being stuck in here alone. You should have just left it as like, I'm glad I'm stuck in here with you. That would have just come off so wildly inappropriate and sexy and perfect. Glad to be trapped with me. You sure are something else. You're like, I'm a sucker for punishment. But thank you. It makes me feel better to hear you say that. I was grateful that the elevator was so dark. Had it been brighter, Director Kobase would have seen my face flush red because of his kind smile. Looks like we're back. Because even this, when he's smiling, he still looks slightly angry. He's just got angry eyebrows. As though nothing had happened, the elevator began moving. When we reached the first floor, a guard was waiting for us. After making sure we were feeling all right, he told us to call if there were any problems and let us leave. Now that I have you here, can I ask you something? Is there anything you'd be interested in doing outside of support-related work? Besides support work? I hadn't given much thought to the matter. If not, that's all right, too. I told him that I just wanted to be useful to him. And that is good. I just want to be useful to you. And that I wanted to devote myself to meeting his high expectations of me. That could be problematic depending on what you're saying and how you're saying it, but right now, 100% approve. I considered what I could do to help keep Astarcy afloat. Then I remembered what Director Kobase was working on. You want to help me find a sponsor? I nodded firmly. His passion, his incredible presenting skills, and the way he could logically explain things, it all inspired me. Since I'd been working in design all this time, I couldn't hope to be very useful anytime soon, but
If someone asked what I'd like to do, I think I'd say I want to follow his lead and learn all I could.
All right.
He locked eyes with me.
So, do you want to come with me next time I have a meeting with a potential sponsor?
I nodded again enthusiastically, and he smiled softly.
Oh, yeah. I love it when you give that look, because it's like a soft smile, but it looks angry and mischievous, and he's like, I'm gonna do all sorts of shit to you later.
And that's the look you're giving me, and that's the one I like. That is your slutty bedroom face. That is your I am just don't even know what I just asked for, and I'm about to get it all, and then some face, and I'm here for it.
I'll be counting on you then.
Nothing made me happier than seeing him smile like that. The two of us parted ways, and I returned home with a bounce in my step.
Yeah, because I got stuck in an elevator with him. His arm was around me, and he gave me that face.
A few days had passed since the night I spent working together with Director Kobase and got stuck in an elevator. Little by little, I was allowed to help out with sponsorship sales. I worked desperately to be as useful as possible while still trying to learn as much as I could. And unlike before, I was able to ask the director questions without hesitation. One day, I was scheduled to accompany Director Kobase on one of his outside sales calls. The director had his own car and would typically drive it to meet clients.
What's wrong?
We're in your sexy car. After a successful meeting, we were driving back to the office.
You've been staring for a while now. Is something bothering you? No, you're just sexy when you drive.
I looked away from his penetrating gaze before thanking him for the day's excellent learning experience.
Sure. I'm guessing you didn't do a lot of client work when you were in the design department. And there's a lot you can't learn if you just stay in the office all the time.
That was exactly right. The whole process of seeing how the company operated from the top was extremely thrilling. I voiced my agreement, but his lips pressed into a thin line.
So, what were you really thinking about?
There's his pissed-off cat with a salad face. He appraised me with narrowed eyes, and my heart skipped a beat.
Tell him you think he's sexy when he drives. You're like, the fact that you put on driving gloves, it's hot. I don't know if he really did. I'm just making it up. There's someone like, wait, does he really? This isn't the game where they give them that many CG, that many sprites.
They give him other outfits, which is good. Good and cool at the same time came out cool. That came out really weird. But anyway, I was trying to say good and cool at the same time. But anyway. His straightforward question prompted me to ask him the question that had been bothering me all day. It was about an exchange in the office that morning. I spotted Director Kobase getting ready to leave for his sales trip and rushed over to him.
What is it?
Since I had finished my daily tasks early, I asked Director Kobase if I could accompany him to his sales meeting. The director hesitated. Perhaps it was a particularly difficult client he was going to meet. I began to fret over whether he thought I was ready for it or not, and he picked up on it.
No, the problem isn't with you. It's with the client. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine as long as I'm there. We'll be leaving soon, so get your things ready.
Although he agreed to let me join him and we attended the meeting, I still worried that I had annoyed him by tagging along. When I nervously asked him if that was the case, he rubbed his temple and released a long sigh.
You really do pick up on the strangest things.
I mused that I could have stayed behind if I was more of a hindrance.
Hey, why are you being so negative about this? I told you before, you're not the reason I was reluctant to bring you along. And didn't you notice how the client touched your shoulder today?
When he mentioned it, I said I remembered the client saying that I had a piece of lint on my shoulder before brushing it off.
There was no lint. That guy is known for being a womanizer. And that's why I was reluctant to take you. Did he do anything else to make you feel uncomfortable? And did he say anything strange to you?
How adorable.
He's like, I didn't want to bring you because that man's going to hit on you. And if anyone's going to hit on you, it's going to be me. Wait, But like right now he's just in boss mode. And like, I didn't want to bring you and have this guy creep on you. Like, the guy's a creep.
I tried to recall the contents of the meeting, but nothing uncomfortable came to mind. You're like, if he did, I wasn't paying attention. I mentioned that, if anything, the client looked terrified of Director Kobase throughout the whole meeting.
Well, I did give him a dressing down when he touched your shoulder. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Also, you intimidate other men. That's just ridiculously hot.
Sorry, I knew it wasn't a good idea to take you.
He lowered his head and stopped the conversation abruptly. I told him it was my idea to join him and that I was thankful he was looking out for me. In fact, I didn't feel scared at all, and I thought the sales pitch actually went quite well.
I see. Thanks.
Though his reply was short, his cheeks turned up with a warm smile. Aw. It felt like we grew a little closer, and I mirrored his smile. Meanwhile, I would have totally skipped out on all of that, and he would have been like, "Why are you staring at me?" And he was like, "'Cause you're handsome." Be like, "Nothing!" Later that evening, while relaxing in my room, my work bag caught my attention. Sticking out from it was a large document covered in red ink, notes I'd made from watching Director Kobase. I'd admitted that when I first joined his division, I was more than a little afraid of him, but... Oh, I'd admit that. Okay, sorry.
I'm the one who requested that you join our department. Oh, I see. Thanks.
See, there, he's got soft eyebrows now. Thinking back on the events of the past few weeks, my impression of him was changing with each passing day. I learned that Director Kobase's words and actions were always rooted in compassion for his team and the company as a whole. While I just started accompanying him on sales trips, and there were still so many aspects of the business I didn't know, I hoped this work would help me get to know Director Kobase more deeply.
Oh, we are going to get to know each other very deeply.
It was at that moment when suddenly the phone on my desk buzzed with an incoming call. Is it Hottie? I wondered who'd be calling me at this hour. Puzzled, I got up to answer my phone and find out. The next day... I'm waiting for that, because it's all a black screen. Yeah, okay. Who was... What the fuck? I'm going to assume that'll be his perspective. Sorry, Bird, my hand was getting sweaty. You know what I mean? It'll be his perspective, that because all of a sudden it's like, who's calling me? And then it's like, one warm spring afternoon. That's not even the next day. This is like 2 weeks later bullshit. What the fuck? Don't just leave me hanging. While taking a break from my morning work, I grabbed my phone and headed to the break room. I sighed deeply and stared at my phone screen. On their way back from a meeting, Kobase, Minato, and Oe entered the room. Oh, because now it's one warm spring, are we... Well, no, it's still spring, so we haven't changed our outfits yet, right? No, we're still wearing our, winter-spring outfits.
That was some sigh. Why are you staring at your phone? No work to do?
Maybe it was someone else. Oh, who called me? Was it one of my parents or something? What? Did something happen? I shook my head. It wasn't something worth discussing. Okay, or don't we have a younger sibling or something like that?
Come out with it. If something's bothering you, just tell us.
Oe and the director quickly sat down beside me. Leering at the door, Minato finally shook his head before sitting down. He's like, "Oh, why do I... You can leave, sir." It all started a few nights ago. Okay, so this is the phone call now. Okay, so it wasn't the director calling us. My phone screen displayed my landlord's contact. Uh-oh. It was rare for her to call. I tilted my head in curiosity before picking up. Hello, Miss Amasawa? My landlord was breathless and sounded somewhat panicked. I'm really sorry to call you like this on such short notice. But during a recent facilities inspection, a major deficiency was found in one of our apartments. I remembered seeing a large inspection crew gathered in the lobby the other day. I'm sorry this is so sudden, but we've decided to start repair work on the entire building next month. The repair should take 2 months. During that time, I'm afraid we're going to have to ask everyone to vacate the building. That's not usually how it works. I mean, seriously, we had a plumbing leak in apartments, and they had to, I think it was my neighbor's apartment, but literally, they cut out the wall. I don't remember what was leaking, whatever. They literally cut out the wall between my apartment and my neighbor's apartment.
Like under the counter. So like where you have like your cabinets, like in your bathroom cabinets, and you just have the one with the sink and then the one next to it. So it was like only 2 cabinets, right? But they literally had to cut into the wall to get in there to fix whatever pipe or whatever. So if you opened my cabinet and they opened theirs, we could have just sat there and had a conversation. There was a gaping hole between our apartments. So like it was one of those like you just thank God I had 2 bathrooms. You know what I mean? Like close that door and then the workman would be in and out whatever and it's like I still lived in my apartment where there was a gaping hole between me and my neighbors. You know what I mean? Like we didn't vacate. You know what I mean? Like I guess it really depends on what the problem is. Well, I've had roofs replaced. I've had roof leaks. I mean, literally in that apartment, the water came pouring into my fucking closet from a roof leak. Like, I mean, maybe their standards are better, obviously, because it was like, whatever. I'm pretty sure that's why half of, like, some of my shit is, like, just not in as good condition as it should be that was in my closet, because it probably God knows how much moisture was in there. I had mice and they were like, whatever. Like, you know. So like, I don't know. I'm saying, I mean, I've seen a lot of construction and shit happen and they don't, unless it's like, oh my God, there's asbestos or like whatever. You generally do not vacate your fucking apartment for 2 months. I've never seen this happen before, but it's just because we'll go live with our boss and the boy toy. That's how this is going to work. We're going to go live with our boss. He's going to, oh my God. Does he have an extra room? Is that where Nori was? That's why he took him in? Uh-huh. I mean, hey, if this is the main thing that's gonna happen is so that I can spend more time with my boss in his home, I'm okay with it. Whatever. But I'm just saying, it seems odd. But, you know, why am I complaining? Anyway. Everyone to vacate. It certainly was short notice. Of course, you won't be asked to pay any rent during that time. Well, that's better than in the U.S. They'd make you pay rent. So with that in mind, we'd like to ask you to find a new place to stay as soon as possible. The real estate agent has prepared a list of places that offer short-term stays, so please reach out to them. I'm very sorry for the trouble, and thank you for your understanding. This poor woman has to call everyone, though. Can you imagine? With her half-hearted apology complete, the landlord hung up. I mean, I can't really blame the landlord if it's one of those there's a huge problem and we have to get everybody out. You know, what are you going to do? All that was left was the cold beeping sound from the call from the end of our call. And she's got to call, like, everybody in the building. And, like, if your building's huge, that's a lot of calls. If your building's, like, okay, it's a small apartment building, there's only, like, 5-6 apartments. But she's still got to have this conversation. And, like, maybe in Japan, everyone's like, okay. But in America, she'd be getting her ass handed to her by every single person that she called. They would be screaming and yelling and throwing a fucking fit. You know it. Threatening to sue her. Speaking of phone calls. You think it's my landlord telling me to vacate the premises? No, it's a 617 number. Don't know who the fuck that is. So, you know. Good God. Got a fuck ton of messages. What the hell is that? Oh, whoops. I forgot I was expecting a package. Totally forgot about that. Anyway, that was funny. I'm like, it better not be my landlord being like, vacate the premises. Oh, shit. I mean, I suppose it really depends on what it is. You know what I mean? If it's a huge major thing, you might have to, but... Anyway, this is just to get us to live with our hot boss for a while, I bet. For a moment, I could only stare at my phone, paralyzed by the news she'd dropped. And that really is short notice. It's not like you can just find a place to stay out of the blue like that. And also you have to think about, like, obviously I think they're doing repairs in the building and it's probably not, it could be like we have to have all the water and the electricity and everything shut off. So, you know what I mean? That would be a real inconvenience for you, but it's not like they're doing any work in your apartment. But if they're doing work in yours, it's like, where do I put all my fucking stuff? Because I don't want people coming in touching my shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about that. Everyone was quiet as they considered how to proceed. What about a monthly condo? Monthly condo, a service that allows renters to rent an apartment unit on a month-to-month basis. Do you know how much more that would probably cost than my rent? Just as Minato suggested, I considered a monthly condo. However, the only ones nearby with vacancies were extremely pricey. They weren't completely out of the question, but if possible, I preferred something a little less expensive.
With a construction date around the corner, I'd only have time to look at one place I was able to secure a tour of that weekend. I'd only have time to look at the one place I was able to secure a tour of that weekend.
How does that place look?
I explained that based on the materials I'd seen, I didn't want to let it slip away. But I was concerned since the real estate agent had acted strange and hadn't been very helpful or friendly during our discussions. I know, right? There are some creeps who think they can get away with anything just because you're a woman. It's disgusting! Given her frustration, I could tell that Oe was speaking from experience. Still, her vigorous agreement gave me a great deal of comfort.
If that's been your experience so far, are you sure that place will be okay? Even if it's only for a couple of months, you'll want to be somewhere safe.
I love him. He's so adorable. Director Kobase's hand stroked his chin as frown lines deepened on his face. I know exactly where I'll be safe. Then Minato spoke up. When it said then Minato spoke up, and I'm like, no, he is not. And yes, he is. What the Okay, I'm sorry.
You should go with Director Kobase.
You should... Is he going on a business trip? Because that's the only reason that it would make sense for you to say this. You should stay with it, because otherwise I'm taking this as you should go stay with him. Why would you offer somebody else's house? I feel like this means that he's about to go on a business trip or something. You know, and it'd be like, then you get out for, like...
Huh?
He's like, excuse me? Yeah, good call, Minato. Oh! The director and I are both on the what now? Director Kobase should accompany you when you inspect the apartment. That's what he meant. You know what? That's smart. Listen, again, I think it's just because my brain is on the... They're trying to get us to stay with him, but maybe then it's this, so that he's going to be there and he's going to... Like, whatever. Or I feel like he took in the stray kid. Okay? He took in our stray, like, boy toy. So, like, but then again, he might have just let him sleep on the couch. You know what I mean? He might not have a 2-bedroom place. He might have just been like, you can sleep on my couch. I don't remember how that went. You know what I mean? Because it's been like 3 routes. But I'm thinking like, so I wouldn't have put it past them for him to pick us up as a stray too, you know? With your boss there, I bet it'll totally change the way the real estate agent handles the whole thing. Especially if he dresses in casual... The guy might think he's my boyfriend.
She's right. That mean mug of his works wonders.
That's cute, but true.
Well, be that as it may, I'm not sure if Amasawa would want me to...
To Director Kobase's surprise, I quickly encouraged him to join me. Please! Please, Daddy. I said that I knew I could rely on Director Kobase to speak his mind and stand by my side. He's my boss babe. There's Liquor Daddy, and this is Boss Babe.
Well, if you say so. I don't have any plans this weekend, so we can go together.
Nice! Phew! Honestly, that puts me at ease, too. Nodding with satisfaction, Oe patted me on the shoulder and got up to leave. I love this.
Be sure to send me the time and place on Ring later.
So the next weekend, Director Kobase and I would go to inspect the new apartment. I felt guilty asking him to meet me on his day off for something totally unrelated to work, but I really wasn't a bind, so I decided to graciously accept his help. We are a little under time, but this is going to be us hanging out with him on the weekend viewing that apartment, and I want to save it and savor it. I want to savor this moment and make us all wait for it. So I'm going to do that. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.